back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to another book review today. So guys, the author of today's book, Bryan Smith, saw my review of his book, Dark Avenues, and he reached out and offered to send me an advanced copy of his newest book. Isn't that not cool? And it actually comes out today. So if you guys are interested, I will have the link down below. You guys should go check it out. I really think you're going to enjoy it. So today's book is on Consuming Darkness. Now take a look at that cover. Is that not cool? And look in here. You see there's like an outline of a bat skeleton? I thought that was really neat too. A really neat little like extra. But I loved this. I thought it was really cool. And it's got one of those like velvety kind of covers. You guys know if you read indie or like small type books, I feel like you know what I'm talking about. It's like kind of velvety, you know? And it's not very thick at all. It's not a huge commitment, which I know many of you enjoy. Let's see, it is under 180 pages. So yeah, it's not a huge commitment. And I want to show you guys kind of the way the book is set up before we dive in. So you have each little section being broken down with times. I think it just adds some ambiance to it, maybe. I don't really know the word, but I love how it's set up, and it really, all the action takes place over like maybe 3 hours. And I really like that because it gives you this timeline, because you're going through this town. So you have various members of a town that are experiencing this same kind of thing. And I love that shit. I love it. I love how you get to know a town through its members. And I love how you get to see whatever the action is through so many different sets of eyes. I really do. And of course you have your hero in this too, so that's always nice. However, this was a different experience because the last book that I read by Bryan was an anthology, and this is one cohesive tale. So I thought that was really neat. Now I've kind of seen both sides, so let's dive in, shall we? Of course, no spoilers. It's actually really small, so I don't know how much I can tell you. You're really just set in this town, and you have various members, all different walks of life. Your main guy is like the sheriff. That's kind of the main person that you're following, but you do get a lot of different perspectives, including like the sheriff's daughter. So there's something happening in this town. There is a creature of some kind. That's all I'm really going to tell you, because what he does to people is pretty damn cool, especially from a people who like creature-y type books. You're going to like it. It's not a vampire. It's not a werewolf. It's nothing really like that. It's kind of its own thing. So if you like that kind of thing, if you like creatures, I think you'll like this book. So you're really just kind of following this sheriff and these townspeople as they try to figure out what is happening. And there's some really cool body horror. There really is, especially with the creature's power. I wish I could tell you, it's pretty cool. But I think you guys will like it. There's a lot of emphasis on actually telling the story, I feel like. I hope that makes sense. You guys know sometimes like authors can get carried away with, you know, like descriptions or, you know, this is happening as a side story. No, I really felt like Bryan stayed the course. Like I never thought we wavered from trying to figure out what was happening in the town. You know, even though you're seeing it through so many different eyes, I really felt like we were all in it together, like trying to figure out like to get to this end, you know, how are we going to save the town from this thing that's happening? So I really felt that was a strength. I really did. And I can't say that it ever really dragged for me. I think that the story lends itself well to being the length that it is. Had you went further, it might have started to drag just because you were seeing the same kind of situation through so many different people's eyes. But I really think the fact that it's a shorter story keeps you reading. Because even though it's the same action per se that you're seeing, the same horrible happening, you're never not surprised because you're seeing it in various different formats, various different points in the town. So I think it lends itself well to being a shorter read. I mean, I think I got through this in like 2.5 days. It's not hard to get through at all. I think my people who just like some real easy horror are really gonna like it. I really do. It's not over the top. It's really not. I don't think if you're not big on like tons of gore, tons of body horror, you know, this might be a good read for you. Does it have body horror? Yes. Does it have gore? Yes. But I don't think it's anything over the top. I really don't. Like, I have read far worse. Far, far worse. So if you don't mind a little bit of that in your books, this is going to be a good read for you. I really think that it's a good book, especially kind of like gearing up for Halloween. I can kind of see where it would be a good book, you know, just to start to dip your toes and a little bit of like, hey, here's a creature feature book, you know, something like that. So I do think it's an easy read. I think it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like creatures and stuff in your books. You guys know I'm a huge fan of like vampires and stuff. So I enjoyed this. It's a short, easy read, and you're supporting a small author to boot. So it's really a win-win. So guys, thank you for coming back to the Panic Room for another book review. I know this is a shorter one, but it is a short book, so, and I really wanted to shout it out. You know, Brian was so nice to send it to me, and you know, I really do think a lot of you would enjoy it. It's such an easy horror read, and you know, sometimes us horror lovers, we just want something easy to kick back with our cup of blood in front of the fire, and this fits the bill. So guys, thanks again for hanging out for another book review, and if you like this, please hit like and subscribe. It would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.